Okay, I gotta admit, you've really outdone yourself this time with all this Liza Soberano info. We're talking about red carpets, activism, international projects, beauty rankings. Did you maybe even slip in a copy of her birth chart, too? I wouldn't even be surprised.
Uh-huh, not quite. But you're not too far off. It really does seem like you've given us enough material for a whole Liza Soberano library. And I have to say, I am excited to dive in. By the way, I'm Kimi, and I'll be your expert guide for this deep dive.
And I'm Harry, thrilled as always to be co-piloting another one of these deep dives with you. So just to give everyone a little roadmap of what we have in store for them today, we're going to start in sunny California, tracing Liza's path all the way to Quezon City. And we're not just going to focus on the well-known milestones. We're also going to uncover some of those lesser-known stories that really reveal the woman behind the star. Kimi, where should we begin?
Well, before she was captivating audiences on screen, Liza was just a young girl growing up in Santa Clara, California, which is a world away from Philippine showbiz.
Yeah.
And here's something interesting. She wasn't actually raised by her parents, but by her maternal grandparents, whom she lovingly calls Mommy and Daddy. And it really gives us a glimpse into that unique family dynamic that shaped her early years.
That is fascinating. Imagine trading Silicon Valley for showbiz. It makes you wonder what sparked that initial interest.
You know, it's funny, but it was actually teleseries, those wildly popular Filipino soap operas, that really sparked Liza's interest in acting even before she fully understood the language.
Really?
Yeah, she would watch them with her grandmother, completely captivated by the stories and the emotions, even though she didn't understand all the words.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
To be so moved by something you don't fully understand, and then to move to a completely new country at just 10 years old, fueled by that passion, it really speaks volumes about her determination.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about moving there. You know, she really immersed herself in the culture, even taking the time to learn Filipino, not just for her roles, but to really connect with her heritage.
Oh, absolutely. Her commitment to her craft has always been so admirable. You know, she started modeling when she was just 13.
Wow, 13.
Yeah. And get this, she was discovered through social media, which is way ahead of the curve in terms of how the entertainment industry was evolving. It's like her career was mirroring those changes in real time.
It really is. And those early modeling gigs were just the beginning.
Yeah.
Soon she was landing roles in shows like Once Upon a Time, which is a popular anthology series known for its fantastical tales. And eventually she became a regular in Kung Ako'y Iwan Mo, which is a drama series that dealt with some pretty complex family issues. These are those formative years, those years of grinding and learning the ropes and honing her craft before making it big.
And speaking of making it big, we can't forget about her breakout role in Got to Believe. Even though she was technically the third wheel in the love triangle, she brought this unique charm and vulnerability to the character that really resonated with audiences. It was a testament to her ability to take even a seemingly minor role and make it shine.
It's amazing how some roles can just catapult an actor to a whole other level of stardom. Would you say that was the moment for Liza? That moment she became a household name?
Well, Gotta Believe definitely put her on the map, but it was the cultural phenomenon of Forevermore that really cemented her status as a leading lady and introduced the world to the iconic Liz Can Love Team. Now, for those who aren't familiar, love teams are a huge deal in the Philippines. They pair up actors and romantic roles across multiple projects, and they create these incredibly dedicated fandoms. It's a whole marketing machine, really.
So Liz Ken was more than just on-screen chemistry. It was the whole cultural movement.
Exactly. And Forevermore was the spark that ignited it. The show was a massive hit, captivating audiences with its charming love story, and the visuals were stunning. They filmed it on location in Benguet, which is just breathtaking. It was the perfect recipe for success, and it really launched Liz Ken into a whole new stratosphere of fame.
So Forevermore launches this whole Liz Ken phenomenon, and suddenly they're everywhere. Dolce Amore, My Ex and Y's, even venturing into fantasy with Bagani. It's like they took over Philippine entertainment.
It was a whirlwind of projects, that's for sure. And each one came with its own unique challenges and triumphs. I mean, Liza even learned Italian for Dolce Amore. She really wanted to fully embrace the nuances of her character and the setting.
Wow, learning a whole new language for a role. Talk about dedication. But seeing this constant stream of Liz Ken projects, did you ever get the sense that she was being pigeonholed? That maybe she wanted to break free from that love team mold and explore different facets of her talent?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. You see, after years of dominating the rom-com scene, Liza made a very conscious decision to step away from that love team formula, which is a pretty bold move considering how popular it was.
Right. I mean, love teams have that power to create those diehard fan bases.
Yeah.
They influence everything from marketing to casting decisions. So for her to step away from that, it was a big risk. It showed she was putting her artistic growth above guaranteed success.
Exactly. She's always been very vocal about wanting to challenge herself as an actress, to explore roles that push her beyond that comfort zone and show off her versatility. She didn't want to be defined by just one genre or one type of character.
So this desire for creative control, this yearning to break free from expectations, would you say that's what led her to Trees? Because that was a huge departure, wasn't it? From lighthearted rom-coms to a dark, gritty animated series based on a Filipino comic book. Talk about leap of faith.
Oh, absolutely. Trees was a major turning point. It was like she was signaling to the world that she was serious about this transformation. And don't forget, this wasn't just acting, it was voice acting, which is a whole different skill set that she had to master. And while the series did receive some mixed reactions with some people questioning her voice acting abilities, it really showed how willing she was to embrace those challenges head on and push herself beyond what people thought she could do.
It's like she was saying, look, I'm more than just a pretty face. I'm a serious artist, and I'm here to stay. And she didn't stop there, did she? She set her sights on Hollywood and landed a role in Lisa Frankenstein alongside some big names like Diablo Cody and Zelda Williams. Talk about a dream come true, breaking into Hollywood working with these acclaimed filmmakers.
It was a huge accomplishment, for sure. And while the film itself didn't exactly become a blockbuster, the critics were raving about Liza's performance. They were calling her a scene stealer, praising her comedic timing and her ability to really hold her own amidst this star-studded cast. It was proof that she could shine on an international stage and that even what some might see as setbacks can be valuable stepping stones on the path to success.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that the journey is rarely a straight line.
Yeah.
There are always going to be twists and turns and unexpected detours along the way. Speaking of detours, let's shift gears for a moment and talk about Liza's advocacy work. Because let's be real, she's more than just an actress. She's a force for change. She's using her platform to shine a light on issues that really matter.
Oh, absolutely. Her commitment to social justice is truly inspiring. I mean, we're talking about someone who's been recognized as one of the most beautiful faces in the world, and yet she chooses to use her platform to advocate for gender equality, women's rights, and the well-being of children.
It's like she's saying, look, beauty is great, but it's what you do with your influence that truly matters. And she's not just lending her name to these causes. She's actively involved. She works with organizations like Gabriella and Save the Children. She's using her voice to amplify the voices of those who are often marginalized.
Her work on the Raising the Age of Consent law is a perfect example of her commitment to creating real, tangible change. She worked tirelessly to advocate for that legislation, which ultimately increased the age of consent in the Philippines from 12 to 16, which was a huge victory in protecting vulnerable youth.
Wow, from 12 to 16. That's a huge difference. It's incredible to think that someone from the world of entertainment can have such a profound impact on real-world issues.
It really does speak to the power of using your platform for good, no matter what you do for a living. And it's not just about these grand gestures either. Liza is also incredibly open about her own mental health struggles, and she uses that vulnerability to break down stigmas and encourage others to seek help.
And that's where her podcast, An Open Mind, comes in, right? It's this platform for these really open and honest conversations about mental health. She has guests from all different backgrounds who come on and share their stories and their insights. And it's not about offering quick fixes or easy answers. It's about creating a space for dialogue, for connection, for normalizing these conversations that are so often hidden away in shame and silence.
Exactly. And by sharing her own experiences, Liza is creating a sense of community, letting people know they're not alone in their struggles. And that's incredibly powerful. It's like she's saying, it's okay to not be okay. And asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness.
And that message really resonates with people, especially in a world where we're constantly bombarded with images of perfection and success. And what's amazing is that even with all of this, the fame, the advocacy work, the pressure of constantly being in the public eye, Liza has managed to stay incredibly grounded. She's talked about how much she loves simple things like spending time with her siblings, cooking, grocery shopping, even tackling those home repairs.
It's so refreshing to see that side of her, It's this reminder that even those who seem larger than life, the ones who grace magazine covers and walk red carpets, are still just people at the end of the day. People who value family and connection and those everyday moments of joy.
It's like she's showing us that you can be a global icon, a champion for change, and still find happiness in the ordinary, in the simple things that make life meaningful.
And it's that authenticity, that down-to-earth quality that makes her so relatable and endearing to so many people.
It's almost like she's going against the grain. There's this unspoken rule that celebrities have to be these untouchable figures living in these perfectly curated worlds. And she's proving that you can be both successful and glamorous, and relatable. And that's a really powerful message, especially for young people who are trying to figure all that out for themselves.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about embracing who you are, flaws and not being afraid to challenge those expectations that society throws at you. I think that's a big part of why her fans connect with her so deeply, especially those who have been following her since the beginning. They've seen her growth, her willingness to take those risks, and her dedication to using her platform to make a difference.
And her journey isn't over yet, is it? I mean, we've seen her conquer Philippine entertainment, dip her toes into Hollywood, and now she's starring in this really thought-provoking film, Patron Saints of Nothing, which tackles some heavy stuff like grief, family secrets, the whole search for identity. It's a world away from those lighthearted rom-coms that she was known for early on.
Right. And it makes you wonder if this is a deliberate shift towards more dramatic roles, a conscious decision to explore those darker, more complex characters. Is this the Liza we can expect to see going forward? Someone who's not afraid to delve into the depths of human emotion and tell stories that challenge audiences to think critically about the world?
It's exciting to think of all the possibilities, isn't it? From those early Telesri-inspired dreams to conquering new genres and taking on these really challenging roles. Where could her career possibly go from here? What stories will she choose to tell? What impact will she continue to make?
That's a question only time can answer, but I think one thing is for sure. Liza Soberano is a force to be reckoned with, and her story is an inspiration to us all. She's proven that we can defy expectations, challenge the status quo, and use our voices to make a real difference, no matter where we come from or what path we choose.
I love that. And I think that's the perfect note to end on. A reminder that we all have the power to create change, to be our true selves, and to pursue our passions with courage and determination. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the amazing world of Liza Soberano, we want to leave you with one final thought.
Think about what part of Liza's journey resonated with you the most. What lesson did you learn from her story, and how can you apply that lesson to your own life, to your own unique path? Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.